vaina.
What is going on, Niner fans? I know it's a little late, but I was out all day after training camp, so we're finally here. We're gonna do a little live. There was a lot of injuries. Oh man, it was a heck of a day if you're a Niner fan, because just like every other day, the injuries just keep piling up. Like I don't understand. Sounds like you had a busy day. Yeah, after training camp, I had to go grab my daughter. She had a doctor's appointment, and after that, it's the last day before school starts. So, I had to take her shopping, and she wanted to get her nails done, all this stuff. Had to be a dad today. So then we had to eat because we were starving. So it was a busy day. Finally home, but daughter's happy. Niner fans, I don't think we're too happy. What's up, Arthur? Lots of injuries. Let's get to it. Training camp returned today. It was a little later today. Kyle Shanahan wanted the players to get a little bit more rest and recovery. So practice didn't even start till 12. Normally, we're out of the joint by 12:15. It was a long day. I mean, I knew it was a little later today because 49er Web Zone last night posted the media schedule. So I was like, okay. And practice was short. Obviously, they didn't want to really get players hurt. Wasn't too many big things, but Niners did make some signings today. They brought in a defensive end, an edge rusher. Gibson, he was looking okay, in his rushes. They cut Amir Abdullah and put him on they didn't cut him. They put him on the injury reserve. He had a rib injury the other night. They waived Tanner Mordecai. The crazy part of waiving Tanner Mordecai is they still have Carter Bradley, and he was even worse than Mordecai. But, oh, man, Mordecai's not going to get claimed. He'll probably come back some point in the season. They'll put him on the practice squad. But Carter Bradley, bro, the reason he's on the team is because his dad's the assistant defensive coach. I can't believe it. Nepo baby. That's like premium Nepo baby. But we also had some really bad injury news today. Kyle Shanahan talked about Jordan Watkins. He didn't practice today. People were wondering what the heck is going on with Jordan Watkins, and apparently he has a high ankle sprain. That's ridiculous, dude. He makes a beautiful play, 50-yard catch, and then he has a high ankle sprain, and now he's going to miss at least a month. Those high ankle sprains can linger. That could be a 6-week injury, but it's about a month. That's tough, man. Watkins is out. Jawan Jennings was seen doing some light work by Matt Barrows on the side field, but he's got a calf issue. Okay. Then you have Brandon Ayuk. Kyle Shanahan gave an update on Brandon Ayuk, and he probably won't be ready till week 6 at the very least. Now, let's say he comes back week 6. He needs some time to ramp up. He probably won't be really in shape till week 10, but he's on track to be back by week 6. All the ACL guys, according to Kyle, like Mustafa and Brandon. That's tough. And then we had a little bit of good news on a wide receiver report. Jacob Cowing's supposed to be back tomorrow, so that's good. And then Kyle Shanahan talked about Demarcus Robinson. He's now in the appeals process of his substance abuse. He had the DUI. He's in the appeals process. They're still expecting him to get suspended for 3 games. So it was at one point in the day, there was literally 5 wide receiver updates in a row, back to back to back to back to back. I couldn't believe it. At least Jacob Cowing's coming back. That's the good news. Demarcus Robinson's probably going to get suspended for 3 games. Jawan Jennings, I don't know what's going to happen. I hope he's okay. I hope he gets paid. Brandon Ayuk, he probably won't come back till midseason. And now we got Jordan Watkins. What the hell are the Niners going to do at wide receiver? What are the 49ers going to do at wide receiver? Ricky Pearsall looked great today. That was one thing I got to tell you. He looked great in practice, but he might get the most targets in the NFL at this rate. George Kittle, he's going to be a high targeted guy as well. So hopefully they can stay healthy. Jacob Cowing's coming back, but now the 49ers desperately need to get a veteran receiver. I know Robbie Chosen now has a golden opportunity to make this roster. Russell Gage. Anybody's going to make this roster if you're a wide receiver. I might get to try out for wide receiver tomorrow. Who else is Junior Bergeron He's definitely making the roster now. At least special teams, but he's definitely making it. If there was any questions about Junior Bergeron, there isn't anymore. So I think the Niners should go look into like Gabe Davis, Amari Cooper, somebody. They're gonna need wide receiver, man. It's crazy, man. Oh, stretch those appeals. We don't know if Ayuk will ever be able to be the wide receiver he was, says Rob. I agree. I feel like we don't know if Brandon Ayuk's going to be what he was. So running back updates. Yeah, so running back updates. Let's talk about that. The 49ers placed Amir Abdullah on the injured reserve list. He hurt his ribs the other day. He came onto the Niners and he hurt his ribs. Of course he hurt his ribs. And he placed him on the injured reserve. So they officially brought Jeff Wilson Jr. back. It was fun to see Jeff Wilson. And he talked about how, it was so nice for him to be back. Like he knew he made the right choice. He says all the fans were reaching out to him and DMing him. And, he felt the love for the fans. We love Jeff Wilson, man. And at this point, we need that man. Because Isaac Guerrero, shoulder, Jordan James, broken finger. We're going to need the hell out of Jeff Wilson Jr. So this team is battered up, man. Battered up. It's tough, man. They got a lot of injuries. MSQ says, so Mordecai got signed and cut in the span of 24 hours. It's crazy, man. Actually crazy. They signed him before the game, the day before. They signed him before the game, played in the game, didn't play great. And then 2 days later in training camp, bro got cut. They waived him. They waived Tanner Mordecai. He lives close. He probably called Kylie. I got a wedding to go to. Am I going to be on the roster or not today? All right, get me out of here. They'll bring him back at some point. Nobody's going to claim him off a waiver. Are you kidding me? You think somebody's claiming Tanner Mordecai? Oh, man. Alex says, please tell me the Nepo baby is gone too. He's not. They kept Carter Bradley. They kept Carter Bradley. I mean, who's worse, Mordecai or Carter? Mordecai probably gets paid more than Carter Bradley. But, honestly, the only reason he's on this team is because his dad is on the team as a coach. It is crazy, actually. 49ers fan Johnny says, I was there at camp today, and guys, I believe we'll be fine. We got to stay healthy, man. We got to stay healthy. That's all I got to say. What else? Oh, Marquise Seigel was back today. This guy started with the ones. This man, Marquise Seigel, he goes out there, first preseason game of the year, and he was a dog. He was a baller, rookie, 5th round gem, potentially. And he was back practice, and he was with the ones. Him and Jason Pinnock. Marquise Seigel is going to be a good player. I really love him. Upton Stout did not practice today. He's dealing with the calf injury. He was out. Kyle Shanahan said that Renardo Green might come back Thursday when they do the joint practices with the Raiders. And if he doesn't, he'll be back next week. So we need to get healthy. Alex says, Seigel was my favorite player to watch versus the Broncos. He did really good. Will I be at camp tomorrow? I will. Been at every single camp this year. And tomorrow's the last one. Sad it's ending. But I'm happy I was there. But, at some point, all good things must come to an end. VZ says Jeff Wilson got Stout's number. Well, in the training camp and stuff, you can wear the same number during another player because they're going to have 90 players. You can only have so many numbers, and Niners have so many, retired jerseys. So after 53-man roster cuts come, you can take somebody's number that got cut off the team. So yeah, there's usually duplicates during training camp. Michael Williams, he hyperextended his knee and he's out for this week. He's not going to be practicing. He's not going to be playing. This was the update from Kyle Shanahan after the game on Saturday. So California man says Tanner Mordecai should not have been waived. I think most people believe Carter Bradley should have been waived instead of Tanner Mordecai. I mean, they're both not great. Niners need a better third quarterback if it gets to that point. You never want to get to that point where you play a third quarterback. So if you get to the point where you have to play a Tanner Mordecai or Carter Bradley, you're cooked. So hopefully they don't have to get to that point. At the very worst, hopefully we just have to play Mac Jones, if there's an injury. But I hope there's no injury to Brock Purdy. But the O-line, not looking good. But let's talk about O-line. The 49ers got Andre Dillard back today from the PUP list. The 49ers signed him this offseason. Used to play with the Eagles. He had an injury season last year. They brought him back. He might be good. He might be good. At this point, you need to have at least somebody, some depth because the offensive line depth right now, we all know, after the starters, they're kind of weak. Trent Williams, if he goes down, oh man, it's tough business. So Andre Dillard back today, 6'5". He was number 65. He's a huge man. I hope he could play tackle because the 49ers need somebody to be able to play that swing tackle spot or something. I don't know. He was his first game back, or first day with the Niners, as he was dealing with the injuries, right? So PUP list he was on, but I think he had a knee issue, but he's back, and hopefully he can make this roster and be something at least solid. So we'll see. Victor says Feliciano should come back from retirement. I don't think that man talks so much. You know what? He talks a lot. He's got Twitter fingers. John Feliciano tweets more than me. I do this for like a daily business. This man, if John Feliciano tweets more than me, he's not coming back. Louis says, I'm hyped for Trevis Gibson. Great signing. That was a good signing. They signed him this morning. Edge, outside type linebacker type guy. He's edge. He was good today in training camp. His first day with the Niners. First day with the Niners. Bro, he had a tip pass. It was nice. It was tip pass. I didn't really tweet live today. It was like a ho-hum practice. And also I was so busy. I didn't even have time to like clip my tweets and stuff. So I knew it was just going to be like whatever. But he had a tip pass and Nick Bosa intercepted it. He was all over the field. It was all over the field. He was he was all over the backfield is what I should say. Not over the field, all over the backfield. I like what I saw out of him. I don't know if he makes the roster, but he'll at least make the practice squad. He showed some hustle. He had a good motor. I think that was a dub signing. I agree, Luis. Yeah, that was good. Trevis Gibson. Never heard of him until today, and he looked pretty good. What's up with Jennings' contract? Is it legit or calf? I mean, I've been talking about it. Initially, I thought it was legit calf injury, but I think at this point, this business is contract. It's contractual. So is Jennings paid? Not yet. You know what's crazy today? You know what's actually crazy? This was probably the craziest thing I saw out of training camp today. So after, they warm up, they do their individual drills, they do one-on-ones, and then after one-on-ones, they go to team drills. They didn't have enough wide receivers to do one-on-ones today. It's actually crazy. You can't make it up because, no Watkins. Cowing is not there. John Jennings is not there. Brandon Ayuk's not there. They didn't have enough wide receivers to do one-on-ones. This is actually crazy, dude. I was sitting there waiting. I was like, when are they going to do one-on-ones? When are they going to do one-on-ones? And he went right to team drills after about 10 minutes of, just getting loose after individual drills. And I was like, where's the one-on-one? They did some like other stuff. Like they had just like guys running routes and stuff like that. They didn't do any one-on-ones. It was actually I felt so bad. It's kind of bad. Right now, it's a little rough. They have to sign a veteran wide receiver. There's no choice. They have to. I wouldn't be surprised if they work somebody out tomorrow and then sign somebody maybe by Thursday. I would be surprised if they don't get another guy. But now they got to figure out who the hell they're going to cut because they had to do roster moves. This offseason is so crazy. Training camp season's so weird, or preseason also, because got 90 players on the roster. If you got an injured guy, you're fucking out of there, dude. It sucks. It's a cutthroat business. You're out of there. They need to get a guy that's healthy. They'll warm out or try out some guy the next day, and whoever they like is getting on the roster. Like they've went through so many people. It's like, I talked to Leon O'Neal. I don't know if you guys remember that guy. He was a undrafted. He went to like Texas A&M safety a couple years back. Pretty cool guy. He was, really hype, interact with the fans. He had some potential. Everybody loved him. He was like that undrafted gem. I remember that guy. And then he came into training camp and he got hurt. And then they cut him and they never brought him back. Because you're undrafted, you don't get that many opportunities. And we talked, and he was so frustrated. He was like so sad. He went to I think he went to some other league, and he's been playing, and he tweets a lot, and we still talk. And he told me, he goes, "It's such a hard experience when you're undrafted because you have to work harder than everybody to prove yourself." And he goes, "You don't get many opportunities, so when you do, you can't mess up. You really can't mess up." He goes, "If you make one mess up in like individual drills, you make one mess up in training camp practices, your opportunities get less and less. So he's like, I had to be perfect. And then if you get hurt, they're done. They're like, okay, we got to bring in the next guy. They're not going to call you back most of the time. If you're an undrafted rookie that really nobody knows, you get maybe one opportunity. Unless you flash so much talent in the time you were there, then they'll be like, okay, maybe we should bring it back. But he told me, he was like, I got hurt and it was done. And that was my NFL career. I feel bad for those guys, man. So, what about Owens, Tariq Owens? He's there. He's there. Shout out to Damian. What do you think? Who do I think they're signing? I don't know. They're signing somebody, but I can't. It's not going to be Amari Cooper. It's not going to be Gabe Davis. Cut Moody. I mean, we can't really cut Jake Moody because we don't have a kicker after that. Nick Martin says, we need Jalen Hurd. Crazy. Do we sign Terry? We don't have the money to sign Terry. California Man says, Chase Sr. mentioned in one of his videos that Kyle Shanahan continues to ignore the OL, the offensive line. He tweeted that yesterday, and the tweet went absolutely crazy viral. It's got like 2,000 likes. Got a pretty good viral tweet out of that. And I agree with Chase. The Niners have neglected the offensive line. They're not addressing it. You have Trent Williams, who's absolutely amazing, but he's 37, 38. He's not going to be playing forever. You need to get a guy that's going to be his heir apparent. They don't have a guy. And then you have a bunch of other guys that they're good, but they're not great. You know, Dominic Pooney has a chance to be great, but it's just a bunch of guys on there, and they fail to get like really solid offensive linemen. So if there's an injury to one of your starters, you're pretty cooked. I agree with Chase's the take on that. I agree with them. Not a lot of people were happy with that take. They said it was a negative take, but it's the absolute honest truth. So many fans, you guys, I know a lot of fans in this chat and everywhere else have said it. They don't prioritize offensive line. So I don't think it's anything new. He's just somebody that said it. And I think that's why it went viral, because people are frustrated. And the offensive line is something that needs to be better. I agree. How's Jake Moody doing? He hasn't missed a kick since he got the starting job. So, should we trade Jennings? I don't think we should trade Jennings. We should hope that he's healthy, but I don't think we should trade him at this point. We need wide receivers. Does BA get traded or let go? You can't let him go because you take a nasty cap hit. They might have to trade him, but next year you can't do anything. You really can't. You're pretty much locked in with Brandon Ayuk this season. Maybe next year, but if you cut him, you're not A, you don't get anything, and then B, you're just killing your cap space. So they're kind of stuck with him. It was a bad contract. How's our rookie offensive lineman doing? Connor Colby looks pretty good. He had a clean sheet. He didn't allow any sacks or pressures against Denver, and he's been a standout in training camp. So I think Connor Colby's coming along. He might get some action to start, but I know they like Ben Barch at that starting spot. But Connor Colby has played really well, so we'll see. Niner Goat 16 says the O-line cost us both Super Bowls. Yeah, that's a true statement. We need Cam Little, says Beast Mode. Did you see that guy 70-yard field goal, dude? That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. AJ says the O-line is not great. Purdy's going to be running for his life this season. I agree. It's going to be rough, man. That's why I said we better pray that he stays healthy. Thoughts on Valdez? Yeah, we talked about him a lot this weekend when we did a recap of the game. Sebastian Valdez was fantastic. Kyle talked about how much he flashed. He's the Incredible Hulk. Love what I saw of him. He looks good. So hope he continues to keep proving himself. Yeah, I like what I saw out of Valdez, man. I hope he makes this roster, 53-man roster. I think he will. That D-line is, got some questions, and he looks like one of those young guys that's ready to make his name on that D-line. Bradley Ane, he looked not bad on that first game, actually. He combined for half a sack. I think he had a couple pressures. I think he had like 2 or 3 pressures. He had some moments. I don't think he makes the roster, 53. I think he'll be a practice squad guy, but he's a guy they can work and develop with. Yeah, for sure. Valdez better than Collins. He definitely looked better than Collins on Saturday. But I think Collins is more of that run stuffer. Run stuffers don't look. They just stuff the run. They're just big guys that take space. But Collins did look sluggish. Do we sign another running back? Not unless one of these other guys, because we got Patrick Taylor now, Keyshawn Vaughn, a CMC, and Jeff Wilson Jr. and Corey Kiner. I think we're good, okay, on running backs, unless one of those guys gets hurt. Then we'll sign another one. But I think wide receiver right now is the bigger issue. Someone in the chat said we'll probably sign 2 wide receivers tomorrow. Louis says we're signing at least 2 wide receivers tomorrow. Probably right. We're at least signing one. Victor says, pray for Trent Williams to stay healthy. Please pray for Trent Williams to stay healthy. Spark says, what's up with Kyle Juszczyk? Nothing's up with him. He's there. He's practicing. He's a fullback. He's not going to do much in, these training camp practices and preseason, but he's there. He's Kyle Juszczyk. He'll get 10 plays during the season, make a lot of blocks, but he's healthy. He's happy. Him and his wife, they're selling a lot of merchandise. So he's doing good. MSQ says, what's the team called when Burford was rotating at guard? Well, what's the term called when Burford was rotating at guard with Brunskill, Feliciano in the past? What's the term? Like a rotation, utility. He was like a utility player, I guess is what you're saying. Kind of like Dan Brunskill. He was like a utility guy. He would kind of rotate with players. Dan Brunskill, yes. Yeah, you mentioned Brunskill, Feliciano. It was kind of like a utility type position. I wish we had Dan Brunskill still. That guy was the man. He was the man. Swing tackle is more of like the guy that's the major backup. He's talking about because Brunskill and Feliciano were guards, not tackles. So they were like the utility man. Yeah, Burford is burnt toast. It's unfortunate, man. He had promise in that rookie season. They tried him at guard, they tried him at tackle, they trying to. I think it's, I don't know, man, mental. Best wide receiver available. The best 2 available, I guess, are Amari Cooper and Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis has shown interest with the Niners. It's going to be one of those are the 2 best wide receivers available. Is Isaac Guerrero still hurt? Unfortunately, he is. Shoulder injury. What's up, Black Kappa? His leg ain't right. There's a reason Gabe Davis hasn't been signed since Blood Moon. Yeah, he had a knee injury. He had surgery this offseason. I think that's why the 49ers didn't sign him when they tried him out. They did try him out about 2 months ago, but I don't think they wanted a guy that was still injured because that's why you would sign him is to replace an injured guy. So they probably said, hey, we'll call you back if we need you. And at this point, they haven't called him yet. They might, but they have to make sure he's healthy because that is definitely a good point. Blood Moon, he had a knee, and he had, I believe it was like a meniscus or an MCL. I can't remember which one, but he did have a knee surgery this offseason, and he's recovering. He's almost 100%. But at the time when the 49ers did their tryout with him, he wasn't 100%. I remember I saw his story about, it is like 6 weeks ago. He was in rehab. He was doing like knee exercises, and it didn't look like he was anywhere near to be ready. It was still fresh after surgery. So he's probably at this point where he almost needs to be. But yeah, that is definitely a good point. Gabe Davis is dealing with rehab from a knee injury. So I know a lot of people want him, but he's also coming off an injury. So do we feel good about the defense? I do like that defense. They look good in that first quarter. I think Robert Saleh has really got the energy. I think he's going to help this team. I think we're going to lean on his defense a lot. I really do. I really do think we're going to lean on his defense, but they just got to stay healthy because if you look at that first quarter, the Broncos starters were down 9-0 to the 49ers second unit. That's important to note. He didn't play Fred Warner. They didn't play Nick Bosa. Didn't play Deontay Lenore. A lot of players didn't play that are starters. So, good stuff. Yeah, the defense looks good. And then other guys like Chase Lucas, Marquis Seigel, that weren't – Seigel's probably going to be a starter, but there was a lot of guys that played. Valdez. Defense had some great players and some good moments, the other day. So, I'm not too worried about this defense. It's the offense, and I'm worried. We got no wide receivers. Running backs are falling apart. O-line is blah. I don't know. That's the issue right now. What's up, boss man? Check your DMs. We gotta talk. Think Robert Saleh is gonna be here next year? I mean, it depends on how good the Niners are this year. If he tears it up, they have the best defense or top 5 defense or something, and he really improves them compared to what they were last year, he might get a head coaching job, and I think he might take it. This is a good opportunity to kind of reestablish himself. The Niners suck and the defense is still good. He might stick around just to kind of help things a little bit, or he might get an offer. So really depends on how this defense does and how the Niners do. He might want to stick around another year or two. At least a year. So beast mode record prediction. If you haven't heard my record prediction, I got us winning 10 games. So Big Mike. Why aren't the Niners trying to sign Allen or Cooper? Well, Keenan Allen signed with the Chargers. He's back with them. Homecoming. Amari Cooper, probably not their price tag. They like to shop at the 99-cent store, 99 wide receiver cent store, and Amari Cooper is at Target. So it's out of their budget, unfortunately. That's my guess. Aren't they getting new uniforms soon, says Cosmo? August 28, baby. Who's going to be healthy enough to wear them? By week 18? Bro, they should have put the jerseys on this team, the new jerseys, week 1. Come on, dude. The hype. Are you kidding? That was a missed opportunity. It's such a missed opportunity. The Niners, week 1, new jerseys, fucking hype, rivalry game against Seahawks. They could wear their new jerseys. We wear, oh my God. You know how many people would flood the merch stores? Are you kidding me? That's a missed opportunity. Should have released them a month ago. Let everybody buy them and then have them week 1. Week 18? How many players are even going to be healthy for week 18? Who is playing in week 18? I might be suited up at week 18. By week 18, your boy Raj is going to be signing up for the 4. You're going to be watching me in a new Nike rivalry jersey playing against Seattle Seahawks. But yes, August 28th is when the jerseys come out for Tosaski. Oh, my God. MSQ says, imagine if our O-line roster was Trent, Jay Moore, Banks, Brunskill, Colby, Feliciano, Pooney, McGlinchey, and McKivitz. That would be pretty nice, but it's not. Go in that kicker. I might have to be like, bro, if I go in that kicker and I miss a kick, you guys will freaking kill me. I will never do it. I would play long snapper maybe. Blood Moon says, my conspiracy theory. Let's talk about this. My conspiracy theory is, hear me out. The Niners are intentionally holding out JJ and have been trying to make a contract for Terry to send BA off. Brandon Ayuk, and we get Luke McCaffrey. Interesting. I just don't think at this point you really could do much with the BA contract. And then if you sign Terry, you have to do his contracts. I just don't know financially, because I know a couple months ago they were still trying to shop BA. Trade deadline passed, the June 1st, new season passed, the draft passed, all those key moments for the 49ers to make a trade for BA passed. They're locked into the contract. If you're trading him, you're just eating dead money. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I do think that they're holding out BA or Jawan Jennings at this point because of the contract, and they're trying to figure it out, and the calf injury is buying him time. I do think that's true. But I just don't see them shopping BA right now because of the money in the contract. So my man says the Commanders or the Redskins aren't taking a risk for an ACL yet. They're not. You kidding me? You think Adam Peters wants our damaged goods? Adam Peters, he doesn't want our damaged goods. Absolutely. Where do I get all my info? Everywhere. Get it from everywhere. Where you get your information. Sports, news reporters, Schefter, Rappaport, all the big hitters. Players sometimes. Let's see. What do I think about our chances to win right now with Guerrero as backup? The only thing about Guerrero, and I think he's a good player. I like Guerrero. I'm just worried. He's had a lot of injuries in his short career. He had his rookie season last year. He had about 6-7 different injuries, and he's already started with a couple injuries this year. He might be Elijah Mitchell 2.0. I hate to say that, but This man's got to stay healthy. I really like him, and I think he could be a great backup running back to Christian McCaffrey. He can catch out of the backfield. He has really good hands. He's quick. The guy has great speed, good vision. He's a really good running back. We saw what he could do last year when they gave him the focal, when he took running back 1 with all the injuries. But then he got injured himself. So appreciate you, NT. They saw Kinlaw. They signed Kinlaw to a stupid contract. They did. Yeah. Adam Peters had it. You know what? He probably listed Debo at Debo. We got to bring my boy Kinlaw. Probably. Kinlaw had no business getting paid what he got from Washington. I agree. What was his contract? I don't remember the numbers, but I do remember like when free agency came and I saw the numbers and I was like, what the fuck? Kinlaw, how much? And I DM'd him and I was, oh, congrats, my guy. Oh, good stuff, boy. And he goes, bet, yeah, thanks, bro. One love. But in my mind, I'm like, I pay this guy that much money. My boy Kinlaw. Remember when him and Grant Cohn was beefing? That might have been the funniest moment on YouTube in the last like 5 years. That might have been the top 5. That's a top 5 moment for sure in the last couple of years. Anybody knows 10 million, 40 million multi-year? That's crazy. Jordan James update, broken finger. He's out for a couple of weeks. Somebody said he got paid $40 million in a multi-year deal. That's a lot of money. He finessed them, yeah. Watkins injured. Yeah, he's injured. He got a high ankle sprain. E30 says, it was great time meeting you this weekend. It's good meeting you too, my man, Josh. It's good meeting all of you. I love when I see you guys. You guys come up to me, we talk, say what's up, take a pic. I'm always down to say what's up. So, Kinlaw told Grant Cole what we were all thinking. Oh, we got my man, the Fantasy Football Show. I'm gonna get Smitty in here on my Instagram. For YouTube folks, I love you guys. Have a good rest of your night. I'm sorry it took me all day to get live, but I literally walked in the house and went live. I was not home for the entire day. I left my house 8 a.m. and I got home at 9 p.m. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for the badge, Patty. We're going to go live on Instagram with the Fantasy Football Show. Appreciate you guys on YouTube. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be live with Larry Krueger. So see y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all.